Previously on OATHSWORN.
Refugees from the Omniculum say an augur from the Eyes of Smoke fled to a nearby town to send an important message.
When Azar sends the order out, it is bring this person here in chains.
There's clearly people out looking for something, and considering we made people start scream singing, the something might be us.
Yeah, especially since we know that Chara or Whisper is involved.
Which seems stronger protected, the mill or the house?
You spot an Arcadian woman standing at the window. When you look back, she's gone. Make your report back to the rest of the group.
Yeah. Bevy of very complicated hand gestures that Lance does understand.
Mm-hmm.
I figure by the time you're a specialist, you kind of have to be fluent in this.
Okay. Lark, I want you to take some of the rookies and investigate the mill. Bane, I want you to come with me to the manor. Which I think where to put Penthos. Kris, out of character, would you prefer to be on mill sweep team or manor team?
Which one is going via rooftops? Because Penthos does have a climbing kit.
Ooh.
Probably both.
Okay, both.
If you go with Gavin, then you can assist each other.
Yeah, just for especially for the purposes of that. And if we do come across someone, it would be good to have someone so that Lark doesn't have to speak out loud.
And when I go into the manor, I'll post Jemma at the door so we can split the two anime boys.
Right.
As these two groups split
drama.
here, they just share a look and there's just what?
So yeah, I'll take Penthos and one more rookie.
Okay.
And you take the rest. That sounds good.
Cool.
And we split up.
All right. Tell me about this approach to the foreman's house.
As we approach, are we able to...
Are you going across the roofs or on the ground?
The rooftops were a better approach. We knew that based on the scout roll.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll take the rooftops then.
Okay.
If that's what involves not having to do another out in the open maneuver roll.
So it is the safer approach. What I'll say is this is still a risky roll, but it'll be great effect.
Gotcha.
I'm happy for it to be just another group maneuver.
Okay. And is this still a group action?
It's just you and Nabain that are rolling here, right?
Yeah.
There's 3 rookies with you. Your roll is their roll.
Gotcha.
It does feel like a group action if you're bringing all of them with.
Mm-hmm. Can I justify moving this to a controlled position by evoking my lead from the front ability?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm just keeping everybody in a really tight formation.
Yeah.
Okay, roll d6 from 2d6 from Nabain. That's a 6.
6 is
Oh
good.
hell yeah! I'm gonna still need to do mine because if I get a 6 as well, it counts as a crit with that ability. Oh, I got a 1.
God.
Nope. Good job, Nabain.
The guy with the shiny cloak is not the sneakiest.
Here's a question: do you go to the second or the third floor?
Well, I was thinking that we would kind of go to the front door.
Oh?
What?
No. Pause real quick. I thought you were climbing up the side of the building.
So you get to the foreman's house from the rooftops, climb down,
Knock on
and go to the front door. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I was under the impression that there was people that might not have been changed or
Yes.
influenced.
That is
Yes.
a fair assessment. Yes.
So it seemed more logical to enter in a more calming and expected approach than fucking breaking into their house from the roof.
Sure.
Okay.
Then yeah.
But you did go through there get to there from the rooftop.
Because there's still people looking for us.
Yeah, it was the safer approach to get there without being seen by all of the people out looking for presumably us.
Okay, what we do when we get there then is I get at least one of the rookies, maybe two of the rookies. How many do we have?
You have 3.
3, okay.
We have Penthos and one more rookie. You have Jemma and 2 more rookies.
Okay. So I'm going to have 2 rookies stay on the roof of the building in case something happens inside and they need to break in quickly.
So they're going up to the very top of this 3-floor building, be on the roof.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And I go to the front door and order Nabain to come with me.
Okay.
And I go knock on the door. There's not singing coming from inside, is there?
No, there's not.
Okay, cool.
It just swings open. It was dislodged.
In general, Lance seems like super casual about this clearly like fucked up haunted town. Like, well, of course you're going to knock on the door and go to the tavern and ask people how they're doing.
You don't
what are you
become
talking
the
about?
officer by freaking out.
I respect the veneer of civility. The door swings open. You can see that this is like clearly like compared to a lot of the rest of the buildings nearby, pretty nicely acquitted. You know, it's not super nice, particularly compared to like cities and such, but it has rugs on the ground. That's different.
Does it seem lived in?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, is there any like candlelight or like?
I think there's candlelight coming from one of the sitting rooms off to the side, like a parlor, like as you come in.
Okay, I give a knock on the nearest wood surface.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, is there anybody here? We are new in town and nobody seems to want to talk.
Jesus Christ. Nabain's held it back so far, but he definitely just like gawking at Lance now.
I believe we've established that Jesus Christ is absolutely a viable swear in this world.
Yeah.
You at least know that in these confident positions that Lance takes, his hand is very close to his gun in case anything goes weird.
I would love to talk. Comes a voice from the parlor.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Make yourself at home.
This officer is going to get us killed.
Is this just inner monologue for Nabain?
Oh, yeah, for sure. If it was outer monologue, I'd be doing the voice.
What do you do?
I look to Nabain first just to see how he's holding up.
He's like shaking his head vigorously and like gesturing, like glancing towards the door. I'm fine with you ignoring this, by the way. Like, yeah, I'm complaining aloud to express, you know, how Nabain would be feeling, but I'm very happy to have Lance running head first into danger.
Lance does have 4 resolve dice. Just saying.
That's why he just wants to talk.
God.
I mean, I've already taken 2 stress though, so like any resistance roll is sketch at this point. Okay, because I know I'm making like some pretty bold swings here, but like we are trying to find this target, and if this target is anywhere in this town, it's probably going to be with the fucking creepy lady, right?
Yeah, that's logical. Anytime I'm trying to find a target, I first look for the creepiest lady I can find.
I mean, we're looking for like somebody who's an important bounty, somebody who has intel.
Let's see what happens in game. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see.
Lance, what do you do?
I think he still is kind of like at the front door, and he's like, "Oh well, am I to come to you, or are you going to welcome me into your home and show me hospitality?"
As I said, my house is your house. Please come in. And I think you can hear this woman begin to approach from the parlor.
I think before she's able to enter the room, I think he looks to Jemma outside with like a hand signal that also means to like contact the people that are on the roof to be on guard. Are there any like lights on the like higher floors, or is it all dark?
It's all dark. Part of the scout roll was determining that there doesn't seem to be anyone up there.
Can we cut to the other group?
Absolutely. Mill team, what are you doing?
We're gonna do a group maneuver probably to
sounds like
across these rooftops.
Okay.
Have rope will climb.
You're trying to climb to the top of this mill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get to the tallest building in the mill compound.
Totally. Risky great.
Does the climbing kit help?
That is the great.
Okay.
Who's leading this?
Who is leading this?
I'm leading this, probably.
All right, time for scar number 2.
Okie doke.
Lark, did you use your infiltrator ability when you gathered information?
No, I guess that means I would have been risky great instead of risky standard.
I'll let you ask a question about the mill once you get there.
Okay.
Cool.
If we get there. Well, that's a 5.
That's a 5.
I have 1d6.
That's a 2.
Sorry.
Take 1 stress.
I'll take a
mixed
stress.
Success.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I think the mixed success here is that the other rookie slips and begins to fall. Can prowess resist this to catch them?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Is this rookie going up before or after Lark? Is this like she's catching them from above or like holding them up?
I bet Lark was going first if they were the anchor for this, so to speak.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
5. Okay, 1 more stress.
Cool.
Just staring daggers at this room. So there's a thing that the military does where they take ladders and they put them on rooftops like to get across, and you're supposed to run across without looking at the rungs because you're on the move. So I think what happens is the rookie puts their foot where there is no rung and lands on the ladder a bit hard and is about to fall off to the side, but Lark catches them and gets them back on their feet to get across the ladder.
Outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Good save. Yeah, you make it to the mill. It is like that eerie silence as you had approached is more pronounced here as you're further away from these weird like choral screams that seem to be receding towards the tavern.
My question is, are there any special undead in this mill area compound?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, the noise I think is replaced with the smell of copper and smoke, I think. Like the smell of sizzling meat. Like as if someone was cooking a lot of steak somewhere beneath you.
Okay.
I think that probably, yeah. The other line troops of Whisper are known to you. These are feral. These are people not disguised as regular people, but that have been shaped into things desperate for sensation.
Are they guarding a specific building?
Yeah, does the smell come from a specific direction?
I think they're
building.
You can smell. There's not a ton of them, I think, at least is if their smell is to be trusted, and they are in the main building.
That's the building we're on top of right now?
Yeah.
I think Penthos, like, quietly asks Lark, is that smell a good sign or a bad sign? Because I don't think he knows that this is never. So it's just like, is this people cooking and it's a good time, or is this something horrible I haven't thought of?
That's fine.
And
that's a fair question.
Incredible.
Lark shakes her head and points to the sky.
Yeah, Penthos just like glances up,
stars,
and then just nods like, "Yep, got it."
Lark signs check your corners and draws her bow and starts going down through the roof access.
Okay.
Okay. He has a musket. We'll ready that to a degree and then follow.
House team, I think this woman comes into view as she steps up to the entrance. She looks... You can see her eyes first, bright and sharp under dark eyeshadow. Her hair is dark and long and wavy. Her horns are tall spirals, like a kudu's. She's wearing a dress as black as her hair, a close-fitting gown that leaves her pale arms completely bare. And as her eyes meet yours, she smiles, and it's like looking straight at a wolf. Nabain, what's a quality that Nabain would find strikingly beautiful?
Maybe not beautiful, because I think that Nabain would view beauty in a lot of different ways, but I think that something that would be striking would be like a particularly like flawless face in terms of the skin. Like having no marks on your skin would stand out and be striking.
Yeah, I think she has that.
Mm.
Lance, describe a feature of someone that you were in love with who didn't love you back.
Just what?
He'll never forget their voice.
She sounds just like them. It's not them, but it's uncanny.
Yeah. I think he says, I am Officer Abunalance of the Consonant Legion. And whom do I have the pleasure of meeting?
She lowers her eyelashes just so and says, "The pleasure is mine. My name is Lydia."
I think he instantly kind of like unconsciously puts his hand on the butt of his revolver. And what I wanted to have signaled earlier was for the people on the roof to try to break in and sweep the like upper floors of the house while I kept this woman distracted.
I think that's going to be a...
Marshal?
Either a marshal or a discipline. I still need to figure out the difference between them.
Oh, yeah.
Marshal is the doing it with them. Discipline is the...
Tell them to go do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a discipline roll. Risky standard.
Okay. I have one die.
I could give you a devil's bargain.
Yeah, I'll hear one.
The devil's bargain here is she is going to separate you and Nabain.
Okay.
Great. Wait, was that okay as I understand or I accept?
Both.
Love it.
And
cool.
And furthermore,
can I spend my channels here to acquire an asset for my squad in a flashback?
Absolutely.
I want my rookies to have good like breaking and entering tools. Because like I would like this to go off without like alerting her.
Like burglary kits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me a sway to determine the quality.
Okay. 2.
Not great, but more than they had before.
Okay.
So I'll use that. I'll say that's risky great.
Okay. Well, I just rolled 2 d6s, or two 2s on 2d6. This next 2d6 roll can't be as bad, right?
Oh,
yeah, that's
I got a 6. What am I spending what on?
I was going to ask what you're using the devil's bargain for, but obviously it is for an extra die.
Oh, extra die. Yeah.
That's a 4 and a 6. You got a 6. You get great effect. They get inside. They're silent as the grave.
Yeah. And my role in this is like basically trying to get her full attention.
It works. It absolutely works.
Sick. Does she like invite us in? Like what does the situation look like?
She's been inviting you in.
Yeah. I tell Jemma to wait outside. I gesture for Nabain to come with me, but whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
Yeah, Nabain, how is it that we get you separated? What prevents you from moving forward?
How fucky are things getting?
Like you haven't saved your game in a long time.
I meant more like on a scale from 1 to Silent Hill. How far are we there?
I think the moment that you saw that this, whatever she is, it feels like artificially perfect. Like now that you've started looking around, things like you are distrusting the reality of a lot of things around you. I think you were already kind of worried about Lance's grip on reality, and now you're starting to worry about your own grip on reality.
Yeah. I have a thought, and you feel free to push back on this, Brendan, if it feels like too magic-y.
Uh-huh.
But what if, as she's leading us inside, she leads us down like a hallway with like a mirror on like one side, like a big hallway mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And as we pass by it, I go one way, seeing a reflection that leads me in one direction, and they go in the other.
Yeah, I like that a lot. That's great.
So is there a success to the like house sweep team?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, cool. What does that look like?
I have an idea, but you're not there.
Let's
Let's jump back to the mill team.
Cool.
Alrighty.
Mill team. This is like a gym auditorium sized like establishment. One end of the place is open air towards the river. There is an enormous water wheel that is still turning. And in the middle of the like mill floor is this smoldering bonfire. And standing around it are 6 perfectly still people that are like standing on all fours.
Are those the only people in the room?
As far as you can tell, yes.
Should we try to figure out what they're doing, or just move past them? I think I think Penthos is asking that to Lark in the quietest way he knows how.
With hand signals.
He doesn't know like all of whatever the sign language is though. So it's just like a lot of like, it's like points at them, points at like his eyes and then back at them, and then like, or points at the group of us and then just like the like 2 fingers tiptoeing past thing.
We need to locate. If these are the only 4 people then
6
in this area, then the augur isn't here. Unless the augur is already in the bonfire. I kind of want to just do another scout roll.
To like figure out where we should go next, because I was kind of wondering if I should research to see what this gathering means, if that's a thing we could find out.
Sure. Yeah, you've got to die in research.
Yeah.
I'll take a stress to help.
Okie doke. Merci. 2d6. There's a 4.
Yeah. Where do you think you've encountered Feral before? Was it at the Omniculum? Was it somewhere else?
Yeah, maybe before our group of specialists found Jemma and Penthos.
Mm-hmm.
They had come across one, either getting past it, or maybe that's what hurt Penthos so bad.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
You know, so like now that he's seeing them, like the last time he might have just been so overwhelmed by everything that had happened that day that he didn't really notice the smell, plus it was raining.
Yeah.
But today it's just like seeing them again, it's like,
Absolutely.
Oh no.
Oh, like the camera shows us one of these things chasing you through the streets of the Omniculum.
Mm-hmm.
Loping forward on all fours. Like running like a horse would run, but with a person's body. Not slowed at all by the fact that they're moving so inefficiently. Mashing their fingers, taking like terrible damage to their muscles and stuff like that. Completely in ignorance of this. And it seems to have this deeply like erratic, but single-minded fixation on one thing at a time, where it would chase, and then it would discover a puddle as it was going after you, and it would divert itself and fling itself through the ground, almost like it was sliding to home base, in order to like dive through the full length of the puddle. It would run past a wall and like press its entire body against the wall in order to feel the contours of the thing. It probably took a bite out of you and then took the longest, deepest sniff of the open wound. And whatever it is that has brought these things to this place, these 6 that are here are transfixed by the smell of this bonfire. This bonfire, which is very close to going out, but that still has that smell.
Okay. That was a 4, though, so I'm waiting on whatever this consequence is.
Yeah. Does one of them do something that makes you start and stumble, maybe?
Yeah, probably. If they're really transfixed on the smell, I could just see, the fire crackles, and if it's starting to go out, one of them takes like a really deep inhalation, and that sound, if one of them bit him, he's like kind of just instinctively like holds at wherever he was injured before and just might even go like, nah.
Yeah.
Right? Like just can't help but let out a sound or do something to probably draw attention.
You stumble and fall.
Mwah.
It's not a long fall, but it is a fall. You can resist this. Probably prowess.
Yeah, that sounds like a thing I want to resist.
Lark could also resist it, but
I'm one stress away from traumaing out again.
Don't do that. I've got 3 dots in prowess, like 3 dice for this. I will resist it. Okay, 1 stress.
Yeah. There you go.
Nice.
You catch the rail.
Yeah, Cat feels that he's falling and just steadies himself on something really quickly and, hand over mouth to keep from making any sounds.
Excellent.
And then we'll go back to where Lark and our other rookie are and relate that these things, whoever is holding them, it looks like something or someone is keeping them there with this fire. They really love a smell, but I don't know how much time. We don't have much time left on that fire. So we either need to move fast or give them something more to smell, which actually is is an option if we want to prolong that. I mean, if they want some smell, I have cooking kit.
We do have cooking kit. That's a good idea.
Comes with spices.
Do you want to think about that? We'll jump back to the house.
Sure.
Nabain, you find yourself alone in a strange room.
Okay. I'm probably at that point going to try to retrace my steps.
Sure. Give me a scout.
Oh, geez.
Or
no, I mean, hey, no scout. It feels right here. It's just that I have 0 die in scout.
I would let you research with reduced effect.
That's a difference of 2 die. That might be worth it. Because then I can always just push myself up from limited to standard.
Yep.
Okay.
Or go desperate standard.
You're right. I could go desperate standard.
That's what I like to see.
Ugh. Jeez Louise. What a terrible situation we're in.
You're probably wondering how I got here.
Okay. Jeez, desperate consequences are so rough.
Mm-hmm.
Yup.
And I assume that normally this would be, starting point would be risky limited with research?
With research, it would be risky limited. Yep.
Okay. Can I ask, what's the vibe of the risk, or is it just being in the haunted house?
The risk is that you are surrounded by never.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, fair. Okay, I'm going to push myself. So 2 stress. No, you know what? I'm going to keep the stress. Let's go. Let's do it. I'll take Gavin's suggestion.
Okay.
I'm going to sacrifice position for effect. Desperate standard. I will hear a devil's bargain if you got one, though.
The devil's bargain is the rookies who had such great success higher up are going to get cocky as a result of their great success.
Damn it, Jemma.
What about this?
Mm-hmm.
I've got some books and scrolls, and what if one of the books or scrolls that I have is like specifically the blueprints to the foreman's house? So I can mark a use here. Would that be enough to get me in a position, or not a position, an effect increase?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, so in that case, I'm not going to go to desperate. We're just going to be risky standard, and I'm going to use a book or a scroll.
This is more like you didn't It seems almost implausible that there would be a schematic for this house. But what this is this is a house that was built to a style, and you have like a collection of like the architectural diagrams that are like, wait, this is a house built in such and such style. I can
Or
use
if
that.
this is specifically Legion stuff, right? This could be, okay, the Legion went through here before, and here's like a record that somebody had of doing some job for the foreman.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so it's not the house itself, but it's a description of actions which allow me to intuit where things might be.
Yeah, that's
cool. We found a secret door in this room.
Yeah, so there was a creepy lady, and then all we did was walk backwards 3 steps, and we solved the whole thing.
Yep.
This is to you, Nabain. I'm writing to you in the future.
Look at the back of the Band of Blades book. The code is there. The code is there.
Okay, so I'm going to do a 2d6. I'm a fan of the rookies. I want them to end up, surviving this. So we'll just do 2d6 risky standard with that one use.
5. Mixed success.
Yep.
You manage to find your way through. You find your way back to the parlor.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think that once you get there, outside, you can hear the chorus has realized that there's nothing to be found at the inn and is beginning to redisperse throughout the village, trying to find where you are. I'm going to rename this 6-step clock that I have to Discovered by Hex and Ticket Twice, which you can resist.
It's at 2 of 6, right?
Yes.
2 of 6 is fine, as we established last time we played.
You heard the boss.
It's just the last tick.
Absolutely. What is it that Gavin says? The only tick you need to resist is each tick.
The only tick that matters is the last one.
And the first one and each individual tick in between those two.
Resist early and often.
Yeah, Lance, where do you think this this hostess takes you?
Maybe towards the sitting room she was before.
Well, I mean, that was right next to the opening hallway. Maybe she takes you to the dining room.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, she leads you to this big long table. I think there's still candles lit on it.
Yeah. And I don't think he's as dumb as it might seem like he is in this situation. I think he is taking a risk to make sure that everybody has a chance to sweep this place and get as much information as possible, since his best skill is talking to people.
Sure.
But he's armed in case anything goes down. But he as he's walking with her, he is kind of looking around and just seeing if there's any sign of things that are happening in terms of his team. He notices that Nabain goes missing and he doesn't know where Nabain is.
Yep.
Assuming Nabain is sweeping the house as well, looking for clues or information.
Yeah, Nabain's definitely doing that.
Yeah. I think he's he has sort of a flirtatious demeanor still. He knows that this person shouldn't have his ex's voice, but decisions aren't fully lucid at this point with the magic's about. And I think he says, "When was the last time you had somebody of my status come by?"
Why, I don't know the last time I was in such a captivating presence. But don't misunderstand, I'm simply visiting.
Ah, so who owns this fine construction?
I think she turns and faces you and steps forward and is is architecture really what's on your mind? I think she leans in for a kiss.
Okay. Is this a mechanical thing? Or will this become a mechanical thing if I fail at some point? You're not making me resist something here, am I?
I have tried to show the barrel of the gun as much as is possible.
Mm-hmm.
If you let her kiss you, then consequences will transpire.
Yeah. I think he's lucid enough to like not fall for this.
Yeah. Okay. Then what do you do?
He's like, oh, I think he like kind of sidesteps it a little bit. He's like, I think you misunderstand what I'm.
Give me a maneuver.
What I'm looking for here. Okay. Oh my god.
I'm not sure about the timing here, but I have a pitch for a setup action. If you'll hear it, Brendan.
I feel like this is going on while Nabain is escaping, but I'm happy to hear it.
So Nabain made it back to the word that I'm forgetting right by the door.
The parlor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The parlor. And I think that he would be very much, let's get out of Dodge, but he's also recognizing that, hey, my officer is still in there.
Uh-huh.
And I think that what he'd do is just take his fine pistol and shoot it indoors to make a loud noise and to hopefully distract whatever thing has his officer.
I'm happy to have you do that as a setup action. I will tell you that it's risky limited to start with.
Okay. Do I have to boost it to standard to have any positive effect for
You're using a fine pistol?
I am using fine. Oh, okay.
That boosts it. So that is
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm game to do this, Devin, if that works for you, to like help you.
Yeah. I think that would at least like put him all the way back on guard though.
Okay. Well, if that's fine with you, I'm gonna roll it. And let's hope that I can give you some benefit here.
What do we think the roll is there? Just shoot?
Well, so I was thinking that it was shoot because it's about where I want the sound to be.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure. Risky standard.
All right, risky standard 2d6. Come on, dice. Cool, thanks.
That's a 2 and a 3.
Very cool, very cool.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Oh.
It's
Read
fine.
it now.
That's what, 2 more ticks on a clock? It's fine.
I'm going to tick the found by the villagers clock twice more.
Nice, let's go.
Yeah.
It's basically nothing. Basically nothing happens. Totally chill.
Well,
Didn't we leave Jemma guarding the front door?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I think he comes in. And is like...
I heard gunshots. What?
Yeah, Jemma comes in and like slams the door. But the door also doesn't like fit anymore. Like, remember, it was like slightly hanging open when you found it, so it doesn't close all the way. And is just leaning against it and like staring at you, like wide-eyed.
I think Nabain just says, they have the commander. Or they have the officer. That's a different person.
I've been caught again.
Fool me once.
Back to Lance. Lance, you're trying to set up this kiss?
Yeah. I pull out my gun. Or
No.
so do I need to maneuver into position?
You said you were sidestepping.
Yeah. Okay.
You could. I will let you try and attack her instead. If that's what you want
You could do that fun intimate thing where you're leaning in for the kiss and then you like got the gun under her chin.
I love that. Actually,
I love to do this.
I think this is very in character.
Classic first date move. Do not at me. Do not at me.
This could be
I'm
us,
an
but
ally,
you playing.
one of the good ones.
This could be us.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
Good lord.
No
All right.
putting your guns to the chin of somebody else at Pride. That's what the discourse says.
More and more people are saying this. All right, here's the thing. If you're doing that, I think that's still a maneuver roll because that's positioning.
Oh, it's not a sway.
I mean, no.
Are you lying?
I mean, it is a feint.
Like you're fainting in for the kiss, but
When you sway, you influence someone with guile, charm, or logic.
guile.
Oh yeah.
And logic.
The thing is, this is a physical maneuver, right? This is like trying to draw the gun as part of that maneuver.
Gotcha.
Which means I think it has to be a physical stat.
Yeah, I can do a maneuver. One die.
And
Let's
you're
see.
starting at risky limited.
Does my pistol being fine do anything here?
I'm happy to allow that to bump it up in terms of like, this is a gun that you're familiar with. This is a gun that fits easily in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's okay. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I'm gonna push myself for an extra die.
Cool.
Fuck.
Cool.
That's a 3.
Oh, buddy.
Well, it was good to meet, Lance.
I got reliquaries. I got we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you do have reliquaries.
We can also flash back to the rookies bursting in through the door at any time.
We could.
Yeah. I mean, he's basically just been trying to fucking stall until something happens with them, and that's why he's in this mess in the first place.
You fumble. You fumble in the moment. You draw your gun, and almost immediately it tumbles onto the ground. And she grabs your lapels and kisses you.
Oh my god.
Take the level 2 harm drained.
Eek.
All right. So I could resist here.
Yep.
I have 2 stress left in my track, but I have 4 dice for resolve resistance, which I would sure hope this was.
Sure.
You do also have fine armor.
Does fine armor?
I don't
apply
think
here?
armor applies here. There is something horrible from within her that is trying to tear you apart from the inside.
With the reliquary?
The reliquary.
Well, no,
No.
if you take the 2 harm here,
then you also take 2 corruption. The reliquary,
correct.
I think, prevents
right.
corruption.
Right.
There also is a very small chance that if I do try to resist this, that I trauma out here. Ooh, this is a risky decision. I'm gonna resist this.
Okay.
All right, 46. I need a 5 or a 6 to not get a trauma here.
This will lower it down 1 level.
Okay, cool. So I need a 4, 5, or 6 on 4 dice.
Wait, before you roll this, is this for the damage or is this for the corruption?
This is for the
damage.
This is for...
Yeah.
And that was a 6, so that's good.
Mm-hmm. So no stress taken there. And can I spend a reliquary to resist the corruption?
You don't have to resist with the reliquary. It's just
you just spend it.
Right.
Yeah. And then it takes the corruption down 1.
Yeah. Take
cool,
the level 1 harm.
Kissed on the cheek.
Level 1 harm.
Smooched.
Pecked.
Pecked is pretty good.
Level 1 harm. Quit it.
Oh my god.
No, stop. Oh my god, Brendan.
Level 1 harm, please.
Stop, you're gonna give me corruption.
Someone who has to have a reliquary that is a cootie catcher now. Please.
It's a different game. God, why did we just do the high school bullies version of this game?
Jesus. Take a level 1 harm sapped. What do you think that corruption looks like?
Is it like a kiss mark on my skin that is like rotted skin?
Absolutely, yeah.
A kiss mark on the skin, but like that part of my skin just feels like it's burning from the inside.
Yeah. I think a permanent kiss mark on your cheek or something like that.
I think that's what blights are supposed to be. So like this might be a bit more internal.
What is the difference between corruptions and blights?
So blights are like traumas in terms of like once you get a blight, that's like a physical representation of you've been corrupted to the point where it's affecting you physically.
Mm-hmm.
And one of those blights is rot, where part of your body is rotting.
So up until you hit, your 6 plus corruption.
Okay, so there's not actually a physical mark yet.
But you can feel the kiss on your cheek burning.
Right.
Gotcha.
You feel it there, but your cohorts don't regard you as a thing past the point of being saved just yet.
Gotcha. All right, what's happening elsewhere? Fuck.
Yeah, what's up in the mill?
I think we've assembled the spices from the cooking kit.
Okay.
Into like a packet that's weighed down a little bit that we can throw into the bonfire.
There's also charcoal in the cooking kit, which might help prolong the fire too, and would help weigh it down.
I'm into that.
Yeah, and I think the particular spice is because Penthos is Tailos, so I think coming from kind of higher up, like your sense of taste gets kind of like dimmed at higher elevations. Like in this world, they probably are just like, closer you get to the sky, the more it's gonna fuck with you. That's probably how they like rationalize it. So I think it's like something extremely flavorful, just to be like, just hit him with all of it at once. Go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But
you're gonna chuck this into the fire from where you're at?
What would be the action to do that?
I want to say maybe shoot.
I have 1 in shoot. I have a feeling Lark has a
I
better
have 1 in shoot.
Oh, I see. I can help.
Okay.
I only have 2 stress.
You helped assemble the pack.
All right.
Or whatever.
Yeah. Makes sure to put all of the most fragrant herbs and spices that he's got in his cooking kit in that thing.
All right. Let's toss the spice.
Risky standard.
That's a 6.
Yes.
Nice. 6 is good. Whoosh. And this terrific scent just like fills the room, and you can see each of these feral begin to skitter forward.
But not close enough where they would burn themselves.
No, just like right at the penumbra of the flame.
Okay. I guess this is a setup action to do like a group scout.
Sure. Yeah. I think given what you just did, I'll say that moves you into a controlled position here inside.
Okay.
I think as that smell kind of like fills the air in here, one of the rookie's light load items is a memento of home, which I think for Penthos is like a kind of reed of grass that's kind of been hollowed out and turned into a flute. It only plays like 1 or like it's like a shitty tiny recorder, but he just kind of like holds it that because the smell reminds him of home, and it's like, I want food now.
I think Penthos is leading this, and this is sort of like Lark being like, okay, time for a bit of training. Let's see what you would do if you were in charge of this.
Okay. Scout, right?
Yeah.
What would he do? Oh boy, I'll roll it and then we'll see. That's a 2. Oh, thank God you got that.
You take 1 stress.
Yep. Self-imposed stress. That seems fitting.
Probably like, well, what is it? What is it that makes you fail here?
I think he just starts trying to emulate what he's seen Lark do, which, like, Lark is, like, a specialist for a reason. She's a lot better at this. So he, like, tries to set off, very confidently, like, we should go in this direction, and just, like, starts to take a step on a creaky board or something, and then it's just like, nope, okay, hang on, and just starts doubting himself so much of, like, I actually have no idea where to step because everywhere is going to creak now.
And then Lark
And then just sort of looks at Lark like...
And Lark sighs and just takes over and does the rest of the scout.
Yeah. I think there's the creakiness, but also that when you find the loose floorboard, there is this muffled sob underneath.
Oh.
That gives away someone's presence. But there has been just enough noise to move you back to a risky position.
Okay. Well, let's... do we have to, like, crowbar this floorboard open, or is it loose enough to just pick up and move?
I think the floor is safe enough to lift up and move. I don't know what the person underneath it is going to do. Maybe you can lift them up and pick them up too.
Yeah. I'm going to lift the board and see what's inside.
Beneath the loose floorboard, you see an older gentleman lying prone, wearing the robes of the Eyes of Smoke. Tears long dried on his face. Clearly, like, it has probably been here for a week. Is in just an absolute state. Is looking at you with these, like, pleading eyes and, like, biting at his own tongue and lip to try and, like, keep from yelping out because he knows these things are still here in the room. This guy looks like Lars Mikkelsen. Very specifically, Lars Mikkelsen from this mini-series called 1865. Except he's also oleander. So I think his beard looks kind of like plant roots.
Ooh.
Nice.
They're like these little, like, scraggly things with tiny little leaf growths on the bottom of them.
Cool.
And it's just, like, staring up at you, like, waiting to see what happens next.
Lark puts a finger to her lips.
He, like, nods way too frantically.
Is there like space here kind of for us to whisper? Well, I mean, because I think Penthos might ask if like he should try to, if Lark wants him to like try to tell this dude like, hey, hi, we're here to like help get you out of here, but you gotta like
if you try
be real quiet and come with us real quick.
If you try to talk to him out loud here on the middle floor, I will make you roll.
Yeah, Lark shakes her head and just pulls him out.
Okay.
Probably is like a 3-person operation to get him out quietly.
Yeah, we still have the climbing gear, so we can like lower the ladder.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's not far down. It's like there's like only like a 1 foot gap between here and the floor. But he's also like been lying there for a week, starving.
Yeah.
I'm happy for this to be like a group maneuver to try and like get him out of the floor and get him either outside or back upstairs, whichever one of those you want to do.
I think if we get to the roof, we can. That's the way, yeah. And then send a flare up.
Okay.
Once again, Penthos, let's see how you do when you're in charge.
Show me what you got.
Because if you fail and I'm in charge, I die.
Oh no. Okay. This was maneuver, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. There's a 5. There's also a 5.
Yeah.
Hey, no stress.
Okay. Yeah, that was still risky standard, I think.
So we're on the roof. We got out.
There is a consequence, and I'm trying to figure. I think the other rookie falls as you're trying to get up. As you're trying to get to
Damn
the
it,
roof.
other rookie.
Your nickname is Rubberlegs from now on. I'm naming this rookie.
It's like beam saber call signs.
Is anyone going to resist this?
Does that tick a clock, or they're just like, I don't want to leave them behind, but also too stressed.
Yeah, no. I think it's almost the exact same thing as happened before. Is that like you're almost on your way out, and one of them goes, and then the other rookie like stumbles.
Oh boy.
Well, okay. So I'm not gonna resist this time. Penthos, if you'd like to,
how much are you at? 5 stress?
So if I take even one more, I will die.
Yeah. That's not
Penthos,
a good time.
You can try and resist this and risk your own life because you only get 1 trauma as a rookie.
The rookie. Yeah. Yep, I sure do. Is it like you get 1 trauma and that's it, you're done?
Oh, yeah.
Or is it you get 1 and if you get a second,
it's 1
you're
and done. If you have maxed out your traumas,
Woo!
you're done.
Yep.
Oh boy.
There's something to be said for securing the bag of completing the mission.
Yeah. Oh boy.
And I want to be clear, you're not making the decision that, and Penthos refused to save them. Like, that doesn't have to be what it is. It could just be that no one was there. No one could react in time. That's the way it goes.
Like it could just be that we were like so focused on getting up. Like we get up to the roof and we realize, shit, where's
Rubberlegs?
Crash.
Yeah, I think I kind of like that one because like, you know, considering that like Penthos kind of got a second chance in that regard with like, you know, the 4 of us last mission running into Jemma trying to get Penthos out of a bad spot. And he did get saved in that spot, so he probably feels terrible about it, but like once they're already up on the roof, I don't think he's gonna go back.
Yeah.
That's a very bad idea.
Yeah, like you emerge and there's a sound of a crash. There's practically not even enough time for a scream before there is just these howls. Did Lark want to fire off the signal flare once you made it to the roof?
Yeah, signal flare and let's get out of here.
Okay. Then Nabain has that. Like, I think you can hear it. You can hear the shot. But there's still villagers in between you and the officers somewhere in the house. What do you do?
I think that earlier when there was the attempted gun to chin, was there any noise there, or was there just a kiss?
There was just a kiss.
Okay.
Since I successfully resisted that situation, I do feel like it was like a little bit of a dance where like she tried to kiss him, he like does a move to get out of the way to then try to get the gun to her like throat or whatever, but then drops the gun, but then like probably still goes with the momentum to at least like push himself out of the way, but like she gets like a kiss in like as he's maneuvering away from her.
But I think she's locked with your lips now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like all of that is true, but she has grabbed your lapels and is in the middle of kissing you.
Okay.
Do we think that made enough noise that I could have Nabain and the rookies like bust in, or do we think that's going to be another move to be able to figure out where they are?
I mean,
and then a bust in move.
I mean, it's been a while since these rookies did anything, so I'm curious what they're up to.
I'll say this: I think they come down the stairs, Nabain, carrying a big trunk.
Okay,
and they're like,
"Ooh,
that was a signal flare, right?" Where's Officer Lance?
They have him. We need to get him and get out.
To your question about like the sound, like they are not like right around the corner from them. You're
right
in a big house that we've already established is like kind of behaving weird.
Right.
You could find him, but you have to go find him.
Right.
Or
cool.
Or Lance can try to deliberately make a big sound. Like Lance, I'm sure you heard the gunshot. It just didn't give you an advantage in that situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got more stress to play with here, so I feel like I should take an action.
Okay.
If I were to try to figuring out where the dining,
I mean, we've already established you have those books. That would give you improved position.
Right. Nabain says, okay, we're going to stick together, and we're going to find him, and we're going to get out of here. And yeah, he and the rookies are going to move as a unit through this house to try to find Lance.
Should we bring this trunk, or
what is the trunk?
We don't know. It was locked. It seemed like, and like gestures to the top of it, and it has the Eyes of Smoke icon on it.
Nabain does like quick mental calculus and says, bring it for now. If it seems like we need to run, leave it.
They nod.
Okay. I'm going to do the research roll. I really want this to go well. What's a devil's bargain?
So I think at your command, they switch off from two of them carrying it to one of them carrying it so that the other one can be armed while you're moving through.
Yeah.
That seems more tactically sound.
Right.
But one of them will get lost. Not the one with the trunk and not Jemma.
What's my position in effect right now?
So you have the documents.
Yep.
You're doing research.
Yes.
That puts you at risky standard.
Okay. I'm not going to take that devil's bargain, but I am going to push myself.
Okay.
Because I have the stress to spare.
Yeah.
So this is going to be 3d6.
I like it.
Let's hope I don't regret this. Cool.
Oh.
Cool.
1, 3, 3.
Oh no.
Jesus Christ.
What you going to do?
Cry.
This house is cursed.
Yeah. Bad rolls tonight.
We're going to lose 2 specialists. And we're... God.
You're moving through the house as a unit.
Mm-hmm.
And one of these rookies starts as you pass the mirror and shoots their gun at it.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Is that ticking a clock?
I'm going to tick the discovered by the hex clock twice.
All right. Well, I'm going to have to resist that, aren't I?
No, not necessarily.
No, I'm going to. Because
0.
That's the last 2. Yeah.
I think it's
yeah.
full.
So this is I'm going to have to resist it,
I'll say this. Anyone could resist this.
I think I have the most stress to play with still.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Insight?
It doesn't matter. It's 2 dice each time.
I think it's insight, yeah.
Okay.
So, oh wait, there's the cursed mirror. I should be careful here.
I mean, I'm just going to roll it.
Remember to click save before the cursed mirror.
I always forget. That's a 6.
6.
Oh my god.
So I think what happens here is the rookie raises the gun to shoot it, and Nabain just like places a gentle hand on his shoulder and just stares at him.
Lowers the gun.
We want to jump back to Lance.
Yeah, Lance.
I hope that as we're moving through the house, I might be able to get to somewhere where I could help you, Devin, at least, or I can at least give you a stress for Odai, maybe.
Real close.
Is there a window?
Absolutely.
Lance is going to yeet himself out a window if he can.
Absolutely.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. I will just let you do that if you take 1 harm.
Yeah.
Yeah, take the level 1 harm yeeted.
Yote.
You're at less effect.
Yeah. I was already at less effect, so it's fine.
Well,
I was just, it didn't seem practical to like go one-on-one with this lady at the moment.
No.
I think this was the last part of that dance that I was describing earlier of like, it's this weird like swirling judo waltz of like her trying to kiss me and hit me trying to like dodge out of the way of it, and then her gaining control again, me dropping my gun, and then I'm just like lean back as far as I can into a window.
Yeah.
Right. With that crash, you can
find
we join outside, or do we need to roll to get outside?
No, I think you could run outside if that's what you want to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, I would like to immediately, seeing what's happened here, I want to do like a quick doctor.
Oh yeah, quick doctor.
A quick doctor.
Tell me what
which is mostly yeah. So I think that this is Nabain and the Rookies, my favorite band, rushing to the fallen officer, Lance, picking him up and like basically like probably winded is the actual thing here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so I think that there's like I think it's basically like smelling salts, essentially.
Sure.
Like pull something out of the backpack for smelling salts, and it's just to like invigorate, because this doctoring doesn't fix things. Doctoring just means that in the next move, Lance can act like there's no harm here.
Sure.
Yeah. You give me some rage juice.
Yeah, give you some rage juice.
You give me some G Fuel.
God.
That Baja blast right into your nose.
Yep.
Captain, please take this. It's G Fuel.
See, but you joke, but like I feel like that's something Star Trek would have done.
Well, yeah, his eyes go wide and he stands up, and
she is staring, smiling out the window.
Even though he didn't get the like actual blight, I think he still feels that like burning kiss on his face.
Going so soon?
Oh my god! I think Nabain pulls on, or grabs the jacket of Lance and just is like, "Sir, can we leave?"
The signal flare went off, right?
Yes.
All right, then mission complete. Let's get the fuck out.
All right. Is this one last maneuver?
I think if at this point you are just fleeing for your lives, then I'm.
I could also just spend my scrounge to find a safe and secure shelter.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And we all just meet there.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
Real quick before we say like we're done and dusted, Nabain still has 2 tonics left, which means I can just permanently get rid of 2 level 1 harms off people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty OP.
So definitely
I got
1
2
on Lance.
Yeah, 1 on Lance.
But which one?
For sure.
I think he did.
Okay,
that one's less interesting.
And then who else got some harm?
You're the only other person with harm. Well, Penthos?
Nope, Penthos is good.
Okay, in that case, I think I'm just going to double down on Lance, because Nabain could always, on a later mission, Nabain could potentially self-heal, versus Lance has no way to get rid of that harm.
Fair.
Cool.
So go ahead and take those 2. I think this is just like as we're running, Nabain is like doing like a running checkup on Lance.
Yeah. Well, we know that Nabain cares a lot about people's skin, and you see this like almost like a rash on his face of like where he was kissed.
Yeah. Maybe the sapped is partially the discoloration, so Nabain can treat the discoloration but can't treat the feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What is the condition that you bring? This is Augur Nikolaj. Augur Nikolaj. He is ravenous. He is so tired. He's so hungry. He's so relieved at having been rescued. How is he conducted? How do you bring him back to your camp? To the Legion?
Hogtied?
Isn't that the officer's choice?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, that was the orders he got from the commander, right?
Right, but you're on the ground, right?
Yeah. Well, okay. I think we tie him up, but not very hard. Like, I think we put the ropes around his like wrists and legs in the sign of like following orders, but like, I think this guy's too weak to like do anything. Right. So it's probably not.
We bring
probably
him
not too big of a deal.
Tied to the gurney, less about being tied up, but kind of about being tied up.
Oh yeah. We put him on a gurney, so then he's tied up, but then it also doesn't seem like he's a prisoner. That's perfect.
I think he's too tired and he's too astonished to properly protest.
Cool.
God.
One last scene. I think Lance looks to Penthos. You're the green one, right? How did it go out there?
We completed the objective with...
Great job. Very brave. He like smacks you on the back really hard.
Yeah, Penthos is like in the middle of like trying to figure out how to say like we lost, insert name, like fucking Rubberlegs over here, like is clearly struggling with how to say that, and then just like, great job, smack on the back. Christ.